It's a brand new live. It's a brand new day. It's the third day of December. Yeah, I think it is. And I'm ready. I got my jingle jangle happening. We are going to be refreshing my starter today. It's a quiet day. I had a busy day today. So we're about to do that. I forgot my microphone. There we go. That should be better. So right now, Vlogmas is off to a little bit of a slow start, but we're going to make it work. I'm just checking to make sure my audio levels are good. My audio is working because honestly, yesterday I went live. I was putting up my Christmas tree. Wasn't happening. It just wasn't working. So right now, we're going to take care of Fred. If you are new to me, Fred is my sourdough starter. We started Fred back in March of this year, and we started doing sourdough bake-a-thons throughout the year so that I can learn Fred and you can watch me learn and you can learn with me. And we've done amazing things with Fred. But because of my schedule, Fred has not been a happy camper. Okay. I used it the other day to bake bread. So this is what it's looking like on the inside. I'm pretty sure he's hungry. So we're about to refresh. I don't know if I'm going to actually have any discard left over, but we shall see. So essentially, honestly, I like to refresh my sourdough starter every 2 to 3 days. Sometimes I push this to about 5 to 6 days. I watch it. I just literally let him eat himself. And then when I think it's enough, that's when I refresh it. But because I am currently thinking about doing sourdough items for Christmas, I decided to get back on my refresh schedule to make sure that, you know, he's in tip-top shape and I can do what I need to do. And we have a lot of discard to actually use up. So for my starter refreshing, it is usually about 250 grams that I use. If I go over, I definitely compensate for the difference. I add extra water, extra flour. It's to me, it's very forgiving. If I can be honest, it is forgiving. You just have to have an idea of what it is you're doing and what it is you want to use your starter for. I typically don't use it for anything other than my bake-a-thon, which can include cookies, cakes, muffins, those easy things like that. But I know most people use sourdough for bread. I do it ever so often because I usually just bake my bread and just keep it in the freezer and it lasts for a while. So I don't use my starter or my discard primarily for bread. I use them for everything else. So we're just gonna add this in here. This is about 300 to 400 grams. That's in that additional, that's left over. That's a lot of starter. That's a lot left over. And I can't even put it, I have 2 containers in the fridge, Fred Jr. and Frederica. I can't put them in because they're full. We didn't do a sourdough bake-a-thon in November. So we kind of have a surplus of sourdough right now. But I'm just cleaning out this container so that once I do my refresh, he's good to go. My sourdough is bougie. Okay, he likes a clean container. I'm just saying. So, but that's what I'm doing today. It's a light day. I had a busy day at school. I was a little tired when I got home and had other things to do. So now we're here. But I will try my best to be consistent throughout the month with these live streams because it is Vlogmas and we will have a lot of fun. And I'm just prepping myself because I know I want to make bread. I'm thinking I want to make panettone again. Every year I try to make panettone. The panettone wins. So I'm trying out a few things. But I'm also thinking of going back to making and baking things with just regular ingredients. Because for like maybe the last 6 or 7 months of the year, I've really been just using sourdough completely. So I'm just going to cover this. And I'm just going to put that in the fridge. I may use it tomorrow. I'm not sure. But this is just what I'm doing. I usually keep them in an airtight container. But I also don't want to throw it out. So there's that. But it's okay. We are going to just make it work. I like to clean my container out after about 2 to 3 cleans. And by cleans, I mean refresh. That's just weird. 2 to 3 refreshes, I clean the container. But I'm trying to get a different one because I need it to have a wide lip and don't have like a shoulder right here, if you can see it. But I'm strongly thinking of still doing a bake-a-thon for December, but just doing like holiday, well, try to do holiday themed things. So maybe try to do like a sourdough sugar cookie or sourdough graham crackers, right? Just different things that I've been thinking about. I have some cranberries, so maybe we can actually make like a sourdough cranberry orange bread. I'm not sure. Usually we get through with it, but breads take a long time to mix, rest, and all that jazz. So I'm a little iffy on that part. But we're going to see. I actually missed doing the bake-a-thons. Last month I didn't do it. I felt so weird because I've been doing it consistently since March. But I just wasn't able to. But this is my starter that I'm about to refresh. That's about 225 grams. And we're going to add some water. I like using warm water, not necessarily hot, not necessarily cold. My house is cold, so the warmer the water, the better it is for me. Sometimes my starter takes like a full 24-hour plus. Especially if I didn't refresh on time within the window. It'll take a while, and then I'll be like, oh my gosh, my starter is gone. I need to start fresh. And then by the time I go and come back, it's as good as new. So there is a delay if you take a while to actually refresh your starter. It will take a while for it to get to peak. And then if you want, because I know most bakers, they refresh 1 or 2 times just before they bake. I'm not saying I'm not a real baker. I'm just not a sourdough baker. I'm learning. But that's okay. We're gonna make things work. We're gonna get it done. We're gonna make things work this Christmas season. And you guys are gonna help me. You guys are gonna help me, you know, come up with what we're gonna do, because essentially it is going to be you guys and me and Fred and Marvin and Marcus. We're just gonna be one big happy family over here. Okay. All right, the container is clean, so I'm just gonna let it air dry for a bit, and then we're gonna mix up the the rest of the ingredients. So again, this is my starter. This is Fred. We're going to use 250 grams. And then we're going to add 190 grams of water. The water is going to be warm, not hot, just so that we're able to combat the coldness in my house, because there is a draft here. But I also don't want it too hot, because too hot of a liquid will essentially kill the yeast. So even if this is not commercial yeast, that's just my rule of thumb and how I actually create things. I still treat it as if I would like a traditional yeast product. So that's what it is. So this is going to be 190 grams. If you go over a little bit with the water, it's fine. I find like the starters are a little forgiving. It's the products that you make with it that we might have issues with. So I think it's very forgiving. And I'm also going to try to have these live streams a lot earlier. Today just ran a little late. Got caught up with doing what I needed to do. So we're gonna get on track. When school is done, I'm all yours. And then I'm going on vacation from you and from me. So yeah, so we're just gonna mix the starter up with the water. Again, I started making sourdough products March of this year, so I'm not an expert at sourdough, but I would say we've made pretty amazing products. The playlist is all on my channel. We've made crab cakes, fish cakes, muffins, bars, brownies, crackers, cornflakes. We made cereal with this. Why did I put this up? I'm about to use this. We've made cereal. We made pasta. We made a lot of different products, which I'm actually happy for. So we're going to keep on going. It's going to be tough because it's a little tiresome sometimes, but it's going to be fun. I think today's day 3, right? Yeah. Did I put day 2? Lord Jesus. No, it's day 3. Yeah, so we are definitely just going to have fun. I think that's the most important thing, is just to have fun. But this is what your starter and your water looks like. If your starter is nice, rich, and ripe, it will smell very yeasty. Mine's not so yeasty because I have not been using it at all. It's just been chilling, right? I'm thinking I'm going to keep it in the fridge. That way I don't actually have to refresh as often, and I don't have to worry, and I can use up my excess discard before I do a big refresh again. So I'm going to have to look into that just to make sure I'm able to do that. No issues. And then we should be good to go for the new year, because I don't want to have the hassle of thinking about refreshing this every single time. Every single time. So we're just going to do what we need to do to have a good time. And yes, I am wearing jingle bells, okay? Because why not? It's Christmas. It's the holidays. Okay. So I am going to add my flour. Just a quick note, I've only ever used all-purpose flour. I've never used any bread flour. I think in the new year, I may start using bread flour in the bread because it does have a lot more protein and it will actually help the structure. So all-purpose flour is probably best for the cakes and muffins and everything else. But for the bread, I actually want to work on my bread technique and my formation. I mean, I know how to make bread. It's just sourdough. Sourdough's just been on me, man. It's been on me. So for the flour, it is unsifted. I just be doing whatever I want, okay? That's how I'm learning. Just do whatever and hope it works. It is going to be 375 grams. So the starter was 250, water was 190, and flour is 375. Again, honestly, if you go over, it's not a big deal, I find, with my starter, because he's a good boy. But it makes a difference in the products. For actual starter mixing, I don't think it makes a huge difference. But I do like to mix my water and my starter first, and then I add the flour, because it just makes it a lot easier when I am mixing everything in. It really does make it a lot easier. Okay, so we're just gonna mix this up. This is it. My starter is a stiff starter, and he takes his precious time to rise up and do all the beautiful things. I think the next time I refresh, I will do time lapse again, because it's actually pretty exciting and interesting to see, because you can literally see when the gases start to release. There's condensation happening in the container, and you just start seeing this baby grow. So I like seeing the entire process from start to finish. So I will try my best to do a time-lapse video for that, just so that it's easier. So again, my starter is stiff. It's always been stiff. It's never not been firm like this. But I want to make sure I get everything in it. So this is basically my process. And I'm warming myself up because I haven't touched this sourdough in a month. I've been refreshing, but I haven't actually made anything. And if I did, it's nothing significant. It's just maybe like fried dough. It may be something like that, right? So we are going to set this aside. As you can see, this is it. It's very stiff. It's very stiff. And I like putting it in like a cohesive unit, just to make sure that has enough room to expand, and it just falls out and it's pretty. So I am going to add it to the bowl that I just washed. And we're going to set it aside. Just one of those things. I do this very often, so it's like second nature. I don't use my book anymore. Before, when I started, I was making notes. I still make notes, but mostly on my recipes. But I was, every time I did a refresh, I was making notes. What's the color? What does it smell like? What does it look like? Everything you could possibly think of, I was taking notes on that. Yeah. So we're gonna have a good old time. And I promise I'm gonna try to have these lives a lot earlier and be back on my live stream vibe. Going live consistently and just having a good time. And it's snowing. I didn't expect it to snow today, so I don't even know what's happening. But again, this is the starter. We're going to put this in its container. And he is going to just enjoy himself for a couple hours. Maybe 24. So yeah, that's it. So what I was saying earlier, I want to actually get a different container so I don't have this lip. I just want it to be up. The lip right here, it's not a good thing because it's hard to clean. So I want to change that format for my sourdough for 2026, but we shall see. I just think that it'll just be better in the long run. It absolutely will. But we are going to definitely get into we're going to get into it. We are definitely going to get into it. So what I like to do, sorry, there's a dog barking, so if you hear it, my apologies. But what I like to do is add a piece of parchment over the top of my container. And there is a paper towel in here just to I want to say suck up the moisture because there is condensation that happens, and I just do that so that the lid doesn't get wet and it doesn't rust, and the actual liquid doesn't run down on the sourdough. There is always a method to my madness. There really is. So again, I just put parchment over it just to help it. And then I just cover it. And I leave this out. I don't actually put this in the fridge, but I think going forward, I am going to keep my starter and my discards in the fridge. But I do have an excess of discards to actually use up, like a lot. I have one big one and a little one, and they're filled to the top. So I need to actually make some changes, bake, do whatever I need to do. And I know for the new year, right before school starts, I want to make sure I have like all my muffins, all my breads, everything that I know like I like to grab and go to eat. It's just easier. Pancakes for breakfast, waffles, whatever it is, it's just easier. And I want to make sourdough French toast. So we're definitely going to be baking up some sourdough everything for this month. I made raisin bread earlier this year, and it made the best sourdough French toast ever. And I love eating French toast during the holidays. I also want to make a panettone. Panettone is usually, it started with a starter of some sort, not necessarily sourdough, but I can try to make one with a sourdough starter. Is it going to be panettone? Probably not, but it's going to be delicious. So these are things that I'm thinking about doing things with cranberry. I want to make my sorrel, my cranberry jam. There's a few things that I want to knock out before the end, even before Christmas comes, because I want to have it. And I was thinking of, I wanted soursop, but soursop's so expensive. I'm not spending $50 on this little itty bitty thing, and I don't know if it tastes good. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. And I don't drink ginger beer, so I might not make it. So there's just going to be a few things happening. I want to make some popsicles with sorrel. Like, I have all these ideas up here that I need to write down so I don't forget. I need to make up for the last live stream that we missed, the series for the sourdough. So it's going to be fun. So you can come back, stick around. I'm going to be here every day for the next 25 days. Sourdough is probably going to take up 5 to 7 days. And everything else is going to be Christmas-like or like days in my life, whatever is happening. Who knows? It is what it is. But I'm going to wrap up and we're going to reset and have a good night's sleep. It's 10 o'clock here and I'm tired. But we are going to think about it. Think about all the things that you want to make, things that, you know, just anything that I can possibly think of, I will. It looks like we didn't get any votes because we didn't have a lot of people come in today, and that's okay because you guys can watch the replay. Okay, it's fine. But I'm working on getting these live streams back in the day. That way there's more people, we get to talk, and you guys get to tell me what you want to see. If not, I'm going to be here whenever I get here. Anyways, that is it. Say goodnight to Fred. He is going to chill out and go to sleep. I'm going to chill by the Christmas tree. Can you see it? You can't even see it, but the light's on. Everything is cool. I put it up yesterday. So that is it. And I will see you guys back here tomorrow. Bye.